Alright. What is up, people? Okay. Well, let's get right into the video. So, it's Joel here, and we are doing a we're doing a movie review on Busby. You know what that means? It's movie review Monday time. And this Monday, we're going to be reviewing a good old movie from the 2000s. You know? And that movie is from 2005. I got it right here with me. And let me just show it off. That's right. It's robots, except it's backwards right now. So let me just, you know what? Let me flip the camera around. Okay. I can't do that. Never mind. I can't flip the camera. All right, I'll show you this way. See? Still doesn't work. You know what? All right. Well, it's robots. And robots, pretty good movie. It's got people. It's a family movie, as you can see. Family. Hold on. If it comes into focus. Family. And Robots is a movie all about family and relationships, you know what I mean? So, alright. Oh boy. Alright, yeah. So, movie starts off with, I don't know. We got a guy, right? And he's got, okay, let me start. The movie starts off with, don't worry guys, it won't be like this every week. I'll get better, make good movie reviews. Okay, but anyway. So the movie starts off, you know? And it's the robots. Everything's metal, they're in their little town and everything. And then this guy, he's some dishwasher guy. His stomach is a dishwasher itself. Pretty sweet technology stuff happening there. And he's washing dishes and everything. He's got a job. It's going pretty well, and then his life gets ruined, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. So, he's got this great life. Why? He's got this great life, right? And then he gets married. And he gets a wife. And then his life starts getting harder. You know, he starts getting all depressed and stuff. I think he might even be ready to hurt himself or even worse, you know? And then he has a baby. And I'll tell you how baby making works in this movie, right? Alright. So, in this movie, in the robot world, when you want a baby, you just buy it. And then you make the baby yourself out of robot parts. So that's what they do. They buy a baby, they create it, they I think they jack him up a little bit so his brain's a little messed up. That's what they think, but you know, he's really the main guy in the story, and he's pretty smart and stuff and makes stuff. So they make him, and then, I don't know what happens. Either they're missing a part, or they have extra parts. They have extra parts at the end. I think that's what it was, but they're supposed to, like, show that, I don't know, the babies just might be messed up in a way. You know how they do that in movies. You know how that is. So, they show that he's messed up, you know? He's missing a few parts. They're not sure why, but he turns out fine. He grows up to become, show you the cover. He becomes this kid right here, this weird looking guy. So yeah, he becomes this guy, main guy in the story, and then story goes on. He grows up. He's an inventor. He likes inventing things, and then this big fat guy that's a giant rolling sphere. He's named like what's his face? What's his name? Does it say on the back of this? I don't know. It starts with a B. It's like Bald World or something. Something like that, but he's the main guy. And then he's got all this show and everything where people bring their inventions to him, and then they can become like cool people who made inventions and stuff, and they're inventors. And then he's like the best inventor of all time in the place. And then he grows up. Main guy. He wants to be like Bald World or whatever his face is. He wants to be just like him, and he's telling his dad, I wouldn't want to be as great as Bald World. And then his dad's like, oh, son, you need to be like yourself. You need to be the greatest person you can be. And then dad's all this person and stuff. And then the kid, he makes this robot-looking thing that flies around with a hubcap on his head. And he's got little wire arms that grab stuff. And then he brings it to his dad and he's like, dude, I made this thing and it's working and stuff. And here, it'll help you wash your dishes. And then, yeah, so thing's supposed to help him wash dishes. And it ends up working pretty well. They're washing all the dishes all crazy. Then the dad's boss comes in and he's like, what the heck is this thing? And then he starts scaring the little guy. He gets scared, and then he starts malfunctioning, and then he starts like breaking plates and spilling. I think he spilled the guy's coffee or something. Oh no, I know what he did. The guy gets knocked backwards, and then he falls headfirst into a barrel of oil. And then the boss is all triggered and stuff. He's all mad. He's like, "Oh, that thing is messed up, dude." And then the dad gets fired. And then he doesn't have a job, so the main kid, the main looking guy, this guy right here, this guy right there, he goes out into the world. He's going to the main city. He wants to go to Baldweld. Baldweld, is that his name? Baldweld? Something like that. He wants to go to that guy, and then, so he gets there. It's not like what he thought. He gets to the building where Baldwell is supposed to be, and he won't get let into the gate, even though he has this invention. And this little annoying guy with this annoying voice, he's making fun of him. He's opening the gate, and then when he gets close, he just closes it right in his face. Keeps doing that, and then he just decides to leave, you know? He meets this family. They're not actually family. They're all friends and stuff. I don't know. This family of robots, which is this guy right here, this red-looking guy. He's like comic relief guy. And then this orange, yellow-looking person with a weird hair-looking stuff. Sort of ears pop out. And they're like brother and sister or something. That's what they call each other. I don't know how that works, but that's how it is. And then there's this lady right here with the giant behind, and she knocks over stuff, and she's just clumsy, and she's like the nanny person. And then we get all them, and then what happens? I don't know. Then he sleeps there with them. I don't know. He fixes something. I can't remember that part. It's not really important. What's important is the main bad guy is this guy, and he's trying to take over the place. He took over Baldwell's company, and so they gotta stop him, because he's gonna kill Baldwell. He's gonna take over. He's gonna get rid of all these guys. These guys are considered like the scrap people, this person and that person. That red and yellow person. They're those scrap people. They're gonna get rid of them. And he's got all these new parts coming, and they're expensive. They don't have money for that, and they can't get all the cool stuff. So they're just left there as scraps, man. And then these giant machines come by, pick up the scraps, Yeah, and so all this stuff happens, and then this red guy, he gets picked up by some scrap guys, and he goes down to the dungeon, which looks like, to me when I was a kid, that's what I thought hell looked like, is what that place was. It was like the workshop underground, and there's lava and stuff, and they were melting down parts, destroying them, and like the main bad lady with some weird looking claws is there. And so all this happens, and so this other lady, who's also silver, it's this lady right here. Can you see this? This lady right there. She decides to help out the main guy, and they become like a thing. And then the yellow girl, she kind of liked the main guy, but this girl right here, she kind of liked the main guy, but then it ended up being she's getting all jealous and stuff. But you know what? We don't care about the yellow girl. She doesn't matter. It's just like the blue guy and this silver girl. They're like a thing now, And so they like do a bunch of stuff. They're going to find Barlow, right? They got to find him so he can change things. He can come back and say he's back. He knows what he's doing. And so they go find him. They go to his place. They get inside. And then inside there's all these dominoes and stuff. There's these small dominoes, and then grows to these giant dominoes. And he's making this giant domino thing. And so they accidentally knock one part of it over, and then it just starts going, the domino chain. And it's just crazy, and dominoes are everywhere. So once they knock down the biggest giant domino, all of a sudden it's just like... It's like a tsunami of dominoes that they're riding on. And then Baldwell comes out of nowhere. He's like a surfboard on the dominoes. He's riding them. And then he grabs them. And then they're riding on top of his back, surfing the dominoes. And then, I don't know. I think he gets knocked in the head by something. And then his brain is just not working right anymore. He's brain dead basically, and he's like talking some nonsense. And then they have to I don't know what they do. They might have hit him in the head again somehow, and then he can think again. And so they get him, they bring him into the main I don't know, business area where all these high up guys are talking, and then the bad guy with the gray, he's talking, and then Baldwin, he just rams through the door. He's like, alright, I'm taking this place over now. You know who I am. I'm the main guy. I'm the guy everybody wants to be. And then so they do all that, and what else happens? They do all that, but I think Baldwin, I don't know, he gets captured or something like that. And I don't know, there's this whole celebration, and the red guy, he's all dressed up in this weird costume, and he I don't know, all these bad guys come, and it's like a final showdown at I don't know, they call it a ball or something. Baldwin was supposed to come there, but I don't think he showed up because he got captured by the bad people. But there's this whole showdown against all these good robots. They all have weapons and stuff, and they all band together, and they're attacking the machines that are the bad people coming at them. And so they, what do you know, I don't know, all this music starts breaking out. All of a sudden the red guy is singing, and, what do you call it? What's that one song? Some song comes on, he's singing, and he's killing guys to the beat of the song. And it's kind of cringy, honestly. I didn't really like that part. It's for kids, that part. So, but the rest of the movie, it's not for kids. No, definitely not, dude. It's for all ages. Okay, but that part is. Alright, so they do all that, then they go underground and save Baldwin. He's about to get thrown into this fiery pit of lava. And then Romney, that's his name. Or Rodney. Rodney, that's the main guy's name. His name is Rodney. Finally, I said what the main guy's name is Rodney. So Rodney, he comes and saves him, So he comes to save Baldwell. I think they end up like kicking the bad lady. She's like the main villain. You think the gray looking, business looking, ugly looking guy is the main guy, main villain right there? Nah, he is definitely not. He has a mom who she just controls him and does all this stuff. She's the main villain. And then I think at the end I think he might change and I think he changes his mind and wants to be good, just like his dad. Cause the main villain, gray looking business guy, his dad he's like a good guy, but so they hung him and he's basically hanging from a chain in the air underground. And he can talk and everything, but he's just hanging there. So he can't really do anything, you know? So he ends up being good, trading, going against his mom, who's the main bad person, and he ends up killing her. Well, he doesn't, but they work together, Rodney and Baldwell, and I think they just like push her into the lava and kill her. And that's all to say about that. And then it's all celebration, it's over, and then Rodney and Baldwell come back to their little town that Rodney's dad and mom are at, where they've been at. And so they get back to this town, and everybody's celebrating. His dad's all surprised, like, whoa, it's Baldwell! And then they have this whole parade and stuff. And then this is like the best part right here. So there's a band. They're just like all of a sudden playing and stuff. And then Rodney's dad, I don't know what happens, but somehow they find out that Rodney's dad, he is like a boss with the trumpet. So he pulls that thing out and he starts playing it like a boss, dude. And he's good. And then everybody's like, whoa. And then he starts playing with the band, and then that's basically the end. So, pretty good movie, in my opinion. So, I'd give it a... Alright, final rating right here. Final rating. Final rating. And that's that. The final rating gets a 3.5 stars out of 5. Because, here, I'll tell you why. Because, although it is a good movie, I'm never gonna watch it more than twice. It's not a movie that you want to watch more than twice. And it's for kids, you know, it's for kids. So I give it a 3.5 out of 5. And that's it for this movie review, guys. And I will be back next Monday for my next movie. I'll see ya, guys.